You'd never guess. The rich hide in mountains, like salesmen daily peddling weird gadgets. It's absurd. Even then he's made a special trip with her son, all for a shot at that underground fortune. She claimed it was for the kids to learn, but we all know it's just a sneaky plan to lift some of the old folks' assets. A round of flattery left the old folks dizzy, and they foolishly agreed to let the kids. This new kid is a little Sherlock, sent by Mom to spy on Senior's treasure. Before leaving, the Mom gave him orders to find out where the cash was hidden. All Walter could do was muster a smile that looked more like a grimace. Walter's daughter kept bugging him about taking her son back to the countryside. This is just like a soap opera, with endless twists, never enough of the drama. Even with the endless repetition, Walter's daughter kept chanting the same line. Every time she spoke, it was just like pressing the replay button. Yet there existed a steadfast determination in her voice. Walter's daughter kept insisting that she had to take her son back to the country. The repeated dialogues transformed this conversation into a crazy ocean of words. Walter's daughter was still stuck on her old line, "I want to take my son back to the countryside." "I'm simply so determined," she declared with firm resolve. That degree of commitment was almost utterly laughable. The persistent persuasion felt like talking to a wall. It was making zero progress. Every repeat was a tug of war, and Walter was nearly losing his mind, until he finally came to realize that this was an endless loop. Walter felt as though things were spiraling out of control. When they found out Walter was their nephew, the family turned on him. Talk about a plot twist. They threatened the old folks, saying, "If we didn't want to care for you, we would have packed you off to an orphanage." Hearing this, Walter was scared stiff, like a fly on a hot frying pan, and bolted. He ran straight to town and found a payphone. What a fall from grace for a celestial being. The operator informed him that they had no clue who he was looking for, and Walter felt tricked. His mom didn't give a hoot about him. All she cared about was her wallet. He sat by that payphone, wallowing in sadness until his uncles finally found him. As they talked, the old fellows realized the shadow of Walter's childhood. So the second uncle proposed, "Why don't you stay a while, but only if you help us act?" With nowhere else to head, Walter of course accepted this great opportunity. So the next morning they deliberately acted all cozy in front of the relatives. But the relatives actually pretended not to see and kept pushing on. They ran into another salesperson. It was like an endless sales war. This time the salesman even came waving a white flag. It was almost too ridiculous. When the bell rang, Walter saw a magical machine, and his curiosity was instantly piqued. Subtitles. Turns out those relatives thought the gadget posed no danger at all. What blindness they had. At that point, the big uncle said he wanted to buy it, trying to avert a potential disaster. Finally, someone was willing to clean up the mess, and things were looking up. Later that afternoon, as Walter edged downstairs, he heard a door creak open, just thrilling. He was about to go and see what had happened when the big uncle came over to stop him. It reminded him of the wonderful memories from their youth when they traveled together. Back then, the brothers were carefree, enjoying every little moment of their travels around Europe. But after a drinking mishap, they were unexpectedly swept into military action. Once the battles had ended, they simply became legends living on in Africa. The older brother worked for the new government, rescuing unfortunate individuals being sold. Not to mention he encountered a charming princess, making the story even more captivating. The older brother rode in on his horse, and the emotional drama began anew. The confrontation and clash between two knights filled with joy and humor. And arriving at this moment was that beautiful woman who made his heart flutter. Their encounter seemed destined, and in an instant they were swept away in romance. Don't forget to subscribe. You won't want to miss out on more awesome stories.